He's sharp. You know, he's crafty. You know, it's not a guy you can just overlook. So I think it's a 50-50 fight. You know, for me, or 60-40, maybe. You know, maybe leaning more towards Ortiz.
Wow, that close, huh?
Yeah,
Damn.
It's a good fight. Yeah, it's a good fight for boxing. And I like it. You know.
What's going on, my MMA boxing addicts family, my friends? It is Tuesday, and we got some things to talk about. All right, we're 4 days away from UFC 321, Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane, Verna Jandarova versus Mackenzie Dern, and also Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley, WBO, WBA interim champions going at it to fight to see who's next in the line against Alexander Usyk. All right, now, what I really want to talk about right now is Jaron Boots Ennis. Jaron Boots Ennis just did a live podcast with Ariel HELWANI. He did a little interview, and there's a couple things that I want to talk about. First off, this to me is absolutely great news if you're a Jaron Boots Ennis fan, or you plan on putting your money on him if he ever fights a guy like Virgil Ortiz. Jaron Boots Ennis told Ariel HELWANI he believes himself that this fight is a 50-50 fight. Yes, Jaron Boots Ennis himself said it's 50-50 between me and Virgil Ortiz. I'm not dumb. I know he's a great fighter. This is a great fight for boxing. It might even be 60-40 towards Ortiz's way, Jaron Boots Ennis just said. And what I'm going to tell you is, it's better than him saying that he doesn't respect Virgil Ortiz, that this is a 70-30 fight towards me for him. That I would go in there and absolutely beat the crap out of Virgil Ortiz, because one thing that he is not doing, he's not overlooking Virgil Ortiz. That's why I say this might be an actually good thing for Jaron Boots Ennis fans, because we know mentally, Jaron Boots Ennis just said during the Ariel HELWANI podcast that him at 154 pounds is ridiculous. He had energy all the way up into fight night. He said he thinks he could have sparred every single day, even on the day of the fight. That's how good he was feeling at 154 pounds.
Me moving to 154 in this training camp that I had a phenomenal training camp. But the last week of training camp, I feel like I had a bunch of energy. I could have sparred all the way up till fight day. Like,
wow.
I just like real like energized and things like that. So I felt great, you know.
If Jaron Boots Ennis is feeling like that, like he got the absolute power within him, like 154 pounds is absolutely amazing weight for him, then the sky's the limit of what he's able to do in this division. Because if he's happy like this, eating good still, energetic, then, oh man, that's a good life. Now, another thing that he talked about with Ariel HELWANI on the podcast, he ain't fighting Terrence Bud Crawford, all right? And he don't really care about that fight. You know, Ariel HELWANI was asking him about Terrence Bud Crawford, and the whole time, all I seen was nothing but respect coming from Jaron Boots Ennis' side. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, it doesn't seem like Jaron Boots Ennis, he said that if Terrence Bud Crawford offered him the fight at 168 pounds or 160, would you take it, Jaron Boots Ennis? And Boots Ennis says, I have no plans of moving up. I'm staying at 154. Let him be him and let me do me, my friend. So, hey.
About him fighting me, and I heard him say he's not gonna fight me. You know.
Why?
Yeah, I guess he said not come back down to 154. So let that man enjoy his victory. You know, he just beat Canelo. You know, the face of boxing. So which that makes Canelo. I mean, that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And
that's all respect coming from Jaron Boots Ennis right there, right? It didn't seem like he's out to try to get Terrence Bud Crawford at all. It seems like what he's focused on is Virgil Ortiz. All right? Now, I absolutely love this, man. I absolutely love this. Ariel HELWANI asked him, he said, when do you think you see yourself possibly fighting against Virgil Ortiz? Jaron Boots Ennis says, it's all going to matter on how the Erickson Lubin fight goes. Of course, man. If Virgil Ortiz breaks his hands, gets cut in his faces, has a torn retina for all, we don't want none of that to happen, but I'm just saying, it's very possible that we don't even get that fight in the next year if it's some type of serious injury like that. Jaron Boots Ennis says if it's like a tough fight, we could possibly be seeing this fight in March or April, which is great news. March or April of 2026. Now, to be honest, I really don't see that happening at the end of the day, but we're gonna see, my friends. He says that if Virgil Ortiz has an absolutely great fight and gets no cuts and no injuries, then maybe we could be seeing the fight even sooner.
I mean, it depends on how his fight go. You know, if he's in a war, yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe April, March, April. You know, if not, if he make quick work of it, who knows? We could be back in there sooner. You know, so it's all for real. It's all up to how him right now, because he the one that has a fight. You know, hopefully he doesn't get no cuts, no broken hands or anything, or anything hurt on him. So,
and as a person that has been speaking to Virgil Ortiz's manager and trying to get questions, they have no idea of any type of contracts being made or anything being signed. Even though Jaron Ennis and them, they've said that they've signed, there's a part of the deal, all right? So this all makes it very interesting. I know Jaron Ennis is going to get a lot of crap for being on Ariel HELWANI's podcast. Ariel HELWANI, MMA and boxing, but he's mainly UFC. That's the back of his thing. And I've been noticing whenever you see Shakur, whenever you see all these top-of-the-line boxers get into Ariel HELWANI's podcast, a lot of people start hating. But at the end of the day, man, he's asking some great questions. Jaron Ennis, great little interview he had right there. I respect Jaron Ennis for having the respect towards Terrence Bud Crawford, getting through Asuma Lima, and now it's time to start fighting the big dogs. And I can't wait for it, my friends.